train slowing down and everyone stands. People grab their things before we land. So I'm standing in Houston, my bag tilted beside me, the worry, pain and anxiety bubbling inside me. My head is pounding, and I don't have a drink to take Solpadeine with. I can hold it, I think. I go out on the street and it's bucketing down. Abercrombie takes the taxi I hailed. Stupid clown! The loudspeaker announcements boom from the station. The taxis won't stop and I'm getting impatient. About 6 taxis pass with their lights on top on, and none of them stop, and I shout after they've gone, turn off your light if you're not going to stop. I turn my face up to the darkness and feel the raindrops hitting my face and cooling me down. I want to go back to my own little town and not have to move to Dublin. It's all grimy and gritty. Cork's a lonely planet, like. A charming, must-see city. For a split second, in November 2008, I was the newest person in Dublin, the culty lightweight. But I moved on fast and found my feet. 60 new friends on Facebook, and every new tweet telling my followers, just like Jesus Christ, about how happy I was and that I just was nice. Steve pulls me towards him, back into the car. He looks at me. I study his face. His eyes are so blue. You're dangerous, you know, girls like you. I feel my heart. It kind of jolts. There's a pang. He leans in towards me. I lean in and bang! We've hit something with the car! Slightly unnerving. We've lost control and now we're swerving around the corner, past an oak tree. Oh well, at least we dodged that. But we're headed straight for the sea. Steve gets more control and starts to veer away from the sea, but towards the pier. We're still doing about 40 miles an hour from coming down the hill, and we're not losing power. We're running out of pier and we're not slowing down. I'm screaming, he's screaming. Calm down, calm down. Put on your seatbelt, he urgently shouts. We get them kicked in just before the car runs out of pier. We're moving now in perfect slow motion away from land and straight for the ocean. We break the water with the front of the car. I hit my head off the window. I still have the scar. Roll down your window, Steve shouts, rolling his. But I hate cold water. Are you taking the piss? I growled in reply. Fine, stay there, son, but don't think you won't die. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. But I was distracted, watching how he handled everything, how quickly he reacted. His shoulder blades, muscles all moving in sync like he was programmed to survive. He didn't have to think. Okay, Solpadeine is made up of codeine, caffeine, and paracetamol. And they are all chemically bonded together to make one thing, the soluble tablet. And the reason that Solpadeine dissolves in water is that the chemical bonds that hold it together aren't strong enough to withstand the attraction to water. So in other words, the individual ingredients are more attracted to water than they are to each other. So if you want something not to dissolve, you have to make sure that the internal bonds that hold it together are strong enough to withstand the presence of water. But water is extremely attractive. So you have to be careful. Yeah, well, if you weren't keeping me here, I'd be gone. Well, leave so. Do what you want. I can't do what I want because there's no fucking jobs. You haven't applied in months because you're a snob and you're being too picky about the work that you'll take. I am a trained engineer. For Jesus' sake, I am entitled to work in the field that I trained. You're not entitled to anything. Do you need that explained? Shut up. You shut up. Go on so. Leave. Go be an engineer. I can't because I've no experience, which I can't get here, and I can't bloody leave because I don't have the money. And is that my fault? Go. Go where it's sunny. If I thought for a minute I could just move away without feeling guilty and burdened by you, I wouldn't stay. I'd be gone in the morning. But no, you make sure that you're there crying, closing every door. I can't believe you're being such a prick. Don't stay here for me, you stupid dick. I am fine on my own. I don't need you. Come on now. We both know that's not true. You're there every day slugging back your pills. That shit is dangerous. It fucking kills. You are sick. And you're driving me mad. I am not sick. I am not that bad. I just get headaches. And they're really sore. Oh! Well, I can't do it anymore. I'm sorry. He says, the way I've done it is wrong, but it's over. I'm sorry. The love is gone. I stare at him in silence. I have a pain in my chest. Tears well up in my eyes. You are depressed. I turn and lie on Steve's side of the bed. The dent in the pillow is still the shape of his head. My heart is broken. I can't stay in this room. It was around this time I realised the dog wouldn't leave. No matter how much I kicked him, he'd still pull on my sleeve. I felt like nobody else that I'd ever heard of or known had an unwanted mongrel like this following them home. I mean, he literally followed me from Cork to Dublin. And the part that I found really troubling is that this dog was getting immune to my cure. The Solpadeine wasn't as effective, which was a pure dose, because I needed the hit. And if the hit wasn't working, it seemed a bit useless. So what was I meant to do? Just give up? Cut down to 1 and not 2? And then what? Move from 1 to none? What would I do then? What would I become? Someone who was always in pain. Someone who couldn't laugh. Who could only complain. Someone who had no one, no defining thing except sitting, waiting for their iPhone to ring. So I decided I'd stop taking it so and switch to something that would make him go. In that 4 hours where I stopped making it numb, I wasn't writhing in pain as it left my system. I just remember sitting in the bath. The water got cold and the dog crossed my path. The dog was barking, my head got heavy, the dog got blacker. I couldn't see steady, the dog now a wolf, or something much bigger, standing over me, looming with his hand on a trigger. And outside kids are playing, but they're screaming and crying, and sirens are roaring and someone is dying. It was literally the worst 4 hours of my life. I couldn't do it, couldn't stand it. There was too much, too many bright lights shining in my face. The floor was unsteady, I had no sense of place. The noises were too new, too loud and too sharp. And over it all reigned the dog and his bark. If you are not going to take flight, you have to find a healthy way to fight. Things that are recommended include contact sports, like boxing, martial arts, and team sports.